today, what we're going to talk about is going to be how to create forgot to tell you, it's windy today, and I mean real windy today. And I hope that the voice is being picked up without as much wind blowing. But we're on day 16, and we're going to be talking about, in order to create a YouTube channel, the first thing you have to do is log on to your browser, like your internet browser, whether you're using, I'm not sure, they've got the Apple and Windows-based PCs, but to keep them getting too technical, go out to Google, google.com, and create an account. That's the first thing you have to do. You have to go to Google and create a Google account, because Google and YouTube, they're under the same family. That's a good way of putting it. The same family tree, in that I think that YouTube is owned by Google. That's what I mean by that. So in order to create a YouTube account, and this is just for the beginners, go to Google and create an account post. And that is going to allow you to now be able to go into YouTube. Because once you go to YouTube, it's going to ask you to provide your Google account data when you get ready to create a channel. Because it's all tied together. It's like the systems, I'm not going to say tracking you, but it wants to know who you are, So if you upload some stuff, they can send you an email and say, hey man, take that stuff down. Possibly, But the first thing you want to do is create a Google account. That's the very first thing you have to do before you can create a YouTube account. The next thing you have to do is this. You have to create a YouTube channel. All right. Now that's totally different from creating a Google account. You've now gone over to YouTube. You've signed in. Now you want to create a channel, a YouTube channel. And this is how you create your YouTube channel. The first thing you want to do is click on your profile picture. And here's what I mean by your profile picture. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see a little bitty round thing. And watch this here too. When you first go out there, you're not going to probably have your picture loaded. Man, they say click on your profile picture, but you probably don't have your picture loaded. But what Google and YouTube automatically default to is it's going to use like the first initial of your last name. So it's going to be like a little bitty round small circle in the upper right-hand corner. Click on it. And once you click on it, it's going to give you a drop-down button to allow you to create a YouTube channel. Now, let's go ahead and take that one step further. Okay? And what I mean by take that further is this here. When you create your channel, and here's what a lot of people end up doing wrong, and they have to make some changes. But YouTube will allow you to make the changes. I think it allows you to make changes like every 2 weeks. But here, you want to create a channel name. Now, let me tell you why that's important, the name here. If you just create a channel name that's got your last name and some numbers, people are not going to really know what that's about or who you are or nothing like that. So when you create your channel name, make it something that you want everybody to know. Like, here's an example. I want to be talking about books on my channel. Call it Talking Books. Or if you want to talk about let's say celebrities, put the word celebrity in there somewhere. The celebrity talks. Just make your channel name something that's relevant to what you're going to be talking about for the most part. Because when you create a channel, you're probably going to be uploading content, and you want it to reflect what you're going to be talking about for the most part. So the next thing, that's what I was just saying, the next thing you do is you create a good name. So make sure you do that. All right. Now, the next thing that we have to do is this here. Create some custom art. Let's call it that. In that you have to do this here. You can get somebody to prepare this for you, or you can do it yourself, like using PowerPoint or something. But you want to create some custom art for your channel. And that is, you want to put in a banner. They call it a banner. And on your home page, you're going to have a strip across the top. And then you're going to have a little big old round button on the left. That banner is that piece that's on the very top, a long rectangular piece. You can create a banner. You can just put in words or anything like that. But, most people like to, have a little colorful artwork right there. And here's an example. Here's what you can do. You can just go to anybody's YouTube page and just click on it, and then just click to look at their videos. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up their home page, and it'll give you an example of what a banner looks like. But that banner is the piece at the top. And on this station here, for this channel, if you look, you'll see the What's Next banner. It's a black banner with the logo What's Next. And it was easily created. I just used a black background and some text. Then just cut it out in PowerPoint, paste it. But that's the next thing you want to do. You want to create some artwork and start off with the banner, because then you'll start feeling like you're getting in the game. You feel like you're in the game then. Be like, oh man, this is unique to me now. After that banner, I mentioned that little round button. There's going to be a big old round circle on the left-hand side. And it's probably got a big old M if your last name begins with the M. A big old T if your last name begins with the T. But that little bitty round thing right there, that is where most people put in their profile picture or their channel picture. Like, say, for example, if you look at the What's Next, looking at the videos and then go to their page, you'll see a big old round black background with What's Next on it. It looks almost exactly, well, it is exactly like the banner. I kept it simple. But you want to go ahead and put in your profile picture. Now, what you can do, here's what a lot of folks do too. They just take some little clip art and put it in there and just make that the profile picture. If you want to remain anonymous or something like that. But for the most part, people will also stick in like a photo. You can just find a picture of yourself. And what you do is when you get ready to load it, the round circle is going to pop up, right? Where it allows you to move it left and right and center it. And you can kind of, like bring it in, to make it smaller. That's one way of putting it. But it's going to be real easy. But that's the next thing you do. You put that in. And, you can put this on, put it on pause or stop until you can get to that point if you're walking along with it, doing it as we're talking, because I'm giving you step by step. And let's see, after you do your profile picture, the next thing you're going to do is there's going to be a section where you have to put in like a description of your channel. That section, where you put in the description of your channel, it's called the about me. And all it does is say, oh, here, I'm gonna keep it simple, just so you can, just for this conversation. Oh, it's windy out here. I know the wind just picked up then. But the about me section, all you do is put in something like this here. We're a channel. I'm just going to give you an example. We're a channel that we look at dogs, and we look at the various types of dogs. And this is just a rough example. Like, say, for example, if you're going to be putting a lot of videos out there about dogs or something. See, we look at dogs and we go to dog shows and not trade shows, but, dog shows and stuff. And, but you keep it simple. You just tell in the about me, you're just telling everybody what you do. What your station is about. You had the picture to show them what it was about, but now you're putting in text, because some folks just go out there and just read the text and see what it's about before they click on the page. You go, oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So the be page is what you do next. All right. Now that you got the about me information typed in, let's go ahead and look at what's next. What's next is going to be the links. Here's why links are important. You want to put links in there because links can take people to your other social media pages. Like, here's an example. You're doing something on Instagram. You're doing something on Facebook. You want somebody to see the whole picture. The YouTube is one arm of it. So you're giving them the full picture. So you can put in multiple links too. Not just one. You can put in multiple. You can put in a link for your Twitter and TikTok, and you can put in all kinds of links. But utilize that too, because it beautifies the page. It makes it look more professional. Let's just put it that way. It makes it look more professional. So you put in the links. And the links, let me go one step deeper on the links. Everybody know how to do links, but just for clarity and to make sure I'm keeping everything in order, a link is nothing but the URL, or it's nothing but the link to how to get to it. And everybody knows, well, here, let me just take it one step further. All you have to do is go to, let's say, Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or just anything. You just right click on it, copy that address to it, how to get there, and then come back over here. Go up to YouTube's links right there, put in this section right there, the link section, and right click and paste it. Hit the enter button so that it'll turn blue. Because if you just put it in there, well, it still will turn blue, but just hit the enter button so that it'll allow you to put in another link right below it. But to keep it clear, we're making it real simple. We're breaking it down. We're breaking it down for you. All right. After that, we've got the links in. The next step you want to take is this. They call it planning your content. That means identifying, and I just talked about, I gave an example of, somebody talking about dogs. It's identifying the niche that you're going to be in. And what you do is you want to stick with a specific niche, because watch this here. And I'm beginning to learn this here. And I'm learning the hard way. And I wish I had done a little bit more research. But this is no joke. And this is what I'm beginning to figure out. That algorithm don't like anybody that's bouncing all over the place. Trust me when I tell you that. The algorithm do not like it when you bounce all over the place. Here's what I mean by that. And getting a niche. Like, say, for example, you're talking about dogs one day. And then the next day, you're talking about trains one day. Then the next day, And when I say talking about it, I mean, you're uploading content. Then the next day you're talking about being a fashion designer. But you see what I'm saying? We're all over the place. We're giving content about how to be a fashion designer, how to drive trains or something like that. Hey, but that's pretty good. That's a how-to. Believe it or not, that was a good example, but a bad example because that would stick with like how-tos. But nonetheless, you don't want to be bouncing all over the place. If you're going to talk about something, put some content up to where you want to get monetized. What you want to do is you want to get with one subject matter. Get with just one and just stick with it. And I'm beginning to see that that might be part of the secret to that algorithm picking you up. I'm working on him. I'm going to grab him by the neck pretty soon, and I'm going to be like, I'm in here, man. And that was sort of a bad example, grabbing him by the neck. Here's what I mean. I'm going to put a chokehold on him. That sounded even worse, man. But what I mean is I want to grab that so that it'll put me in the rotation. We're sending out my content. Okay, what's the next thing we want to talk about here? The next thing under that planning, is going to be this here. We talked about you have to identify that niche, right? Now, if you've done that, go ahead and then put up a calendar. And I don't mean put up a calendar like you're going to be daggone looking at dates and times. I mean a calendar like you're going to be uploading certain videos at certain times, certain days. If you just do something simple like, man, I'm just going to put up some content once a week, for an example. You just have to have a calendar and say, I'm going to do it every Sunday, or I'm going to do it every Tuesday. And I don't recommend once a week. I'm all for like a lot of content and, doing it quite often. That way you can get your name out. I ain't even talk about that when it comes to a content calendar. That falls under a content calendar. And that is, do it frequently. Develop that calendar. When you're going to do it. Oh, here's another thing too. Putting it up at the same time. They say that the algorithm likes that. Like if you put it up at the same time all the time, like you just say, I'm going to upload my videos at noon. You just say, I'm going to upload my videos at noon. That's supposed to help. And I'm in the midst of trying to verify this stuff. I'm going to get it too. And once I get all the secrets, I'm going to lay it all out for you so that, we're on this journey together because, I'm bringing y'all along with me. I'm taking y'all to the next level. It ain't nothing but a matter of time. I'm hoping. Yeah, but I believe it's going to work out in time, though. All right. We just did the content calendar. So make sure you stick with that content calendar piece. You want to make sure you do that. The next thing I would say is brainstorm your ideas. Brainstorm your ideas mean that you want to make sure, and this sounds like I'm teaching, but I don't want to teach. I want to just give you some info. But this is a big piece. Brainstorm your ideas, because when you do that, that means what you're doing is you're thinking about your audience, the people that's going to be looking at your stuff or your videos. I don't want to say stuff. That just sounds weak. But the people who's going to be looking at your videos, and you want to give them something consistent. And I just used that word a minute ago. I'm saying it again, because you want people to become interested in it. And one of the ways to become interested in anything is you have to have something in a consistent flow. And what I mean by that is if somebody came to your channel, they set you up as one of their favorites, and they know that they can come to you for certain information. Whenever they have a need of that, they're going to come right to your channel. But if they went to a channel and one day they're talking about cars, and then the next day they're talking about things going to the moon, stuff like that, man, they ain't gonna mess with you. Trust me when I tell you that. They ain't gonna even mess with you and be like, man, I don't know what that station is about, but it's not gonna be memorable. So that means you're not gonna pique their interest. So what you want to do is make sure you follow this format, because I'm keeping it simple. And this is a new station here, but we're growing. We're gonna be up there one day. And if you go through these walk too, I'm gonna pull you with me. We're gonna be going, if you just echo what I'm doing or do something similar to what I'm doing and follow these steps here, you're gonna be going right to the top 50. And you're gonna enjoy this journey. You're gonna be like, man, I hooked up that good. He had a belief, and he pulled it off. And man, I was right there at the beginning. Here, watch this here. It's like they call this thing IPO, initial public offering, when they talk about stocks and stuff, right? And they were like, oh man, I wish I had got in on Apple stock. You've heard that. And when you hear stuff like that, that means people living in regret because they saw it at the time, but they just didn't really feel it. So they didn't take a chance, and they missed that opportunity. And I'm telling you, you keep up with what I'm doing, I'm gonna pull you to the top like Apple Video. It's called belief, and I've got belief. If nothing else, I've got belief.